Please welcome to the stage Tim Hofmann, everybody.
Thank you, Jordan. Mama's Comedy Crowbar on the comics. You ever return to your childhood home with your sweetheart and make love to her in your childhood bedroom? It's just so, it's so sweet and innocent and pure until the new owners of the house show up, find you passed out in their computer room. You're like, sorry, sometimes I sleepwalk when I've had too much Franzia. I'll let myself out. I used to live here. I used to live here. Memories. Like your first kiss. Who remembers their first kiss? No. How could I forget mine? I was 11. He was 53. I know what you're thinking. Prime numbers. You gotta let the comedians have the punchlines, man. I found my girlfriend's master list. The list of all the people that she slept with. And this was interesting. I was curious because there was some good news and some bad news. The good news is that there was less people than I expected on the list. The bad news is I wasn't the last one on the list. But it's okay. We had some transgressions earlier in the relationship, and I've forgiven her. Filthy slut. But at least she could remember the names of the people that she slept with. She on my list, 2/3 of it, I can't. It's like the Yugoslavian girl, the bald chick, Carl. I got some new headshots done because my comedy career is blowing up. And the photographer, she gave me some advice. She said you can't wear a white shirt because your face is too red and splotchy, and that's not going to read. And you can't wear a red shirt because you're a little too pale, and maybe consider getting your teeth whitened because they are gray and yellow like a cloudy sunrise. And when you smile, people are disappointed. And I said, look, I can't afford to get my teeth whitened. I can't afford to pick out clothes. Look at what I'm wearing. I've been sleeping in the garage the last 3 days. I don't have a choice. I found these clothes. She said, how do you expect to pay for these headshots? I said, I was going to give you some butter. She said, what, you make butter and you're going to trade? No, I was going to steal some from the restaurant I work at. Butter and a handful of salt. You're halfway to a scampi. Come on. I got 2 kids, and my son's 4, and at breakfast the other day he asked me, Daddy, what's your 9th favorite color? I said, first of all, I don't list my colors by favorites anymore. Second, I can't even name 9 colors. Number 3, I told you not to bother me when I'm drinking. Finish your cereal, man. I was at a party, and one of my friends, he wasn't drinking as heavily as the rest of us, and I said, I noticed you're not drinking here, Joe. And he said, no, but he's smoking a lot of pot. He says, if I smoked a pot, I can still drive my kids to the hospital.
Hello?
I said, that's why I moved in next door to the hospital. I got a hospital on one side, a liquor store on the other side, so my son can pick me up a pack of cigarettes on his way home from getting his head bandaged, and I can supervise from the front porch. One thing that my girlfriend and I like to do is we like to get the sushi. We like to go out and get the sushi. I like sushi. It's nice. The presentation is beautiful. It's like nice. It's like jewels of fish, really, on like this beautiful porcelain slab. And you go in, the menu's printed on an ancient parchment scroll, and they got Zelda's Ocarina of Time music is playing in the sushi restaurant. And if only life was a bit more like Zelda. Chucking pigs into various farmers' yards, hacking down bushes looking for rupees. But they also have the sake there. The sake is a Japanese energy drink. It's loaded with vitamins and minerals. It helps your hair grow, which is good because I'm trying to grow a rat's tail. I'm going to grow it extremely long, braid it, tie a tiny kite to the back, and hang around in windy cities like Chicago and St. Louis. I know what you're thinking. This guy's grasp of metropolitan Midwestern weather systems is amazing. It's true. Meteorology is one of my long list of eclectic passions right behind sushi, which my girlfriend and I love. But it's expensive, so you gotta save up. It's like $80 every time you go out to a sushi restaurant. You gotta save for a while. So we get our money together for the special sushi outing. We get our money, $80. We're headed down to the sushi restaurant with the money in our fist pointed at the sushi restaurant, and all of a sudden cocaine becomes available. Like, sorry honey, no tempura for you tonight. You guys, one thing I like to do in the wintertime when it gets cold is hang out and listen to the scanner. You guys like listening to the scanner? Love listening to the scanner, learning about the local perpetrators. Love it. And if you've got a smartphone, there's an app on your smartphone where you can listen to a scanner in any city. And I've made up a game based on this, and what you do is next time you're having a pizza party or an ice cream social or whatever, you know, you just get a couple buddies together and you pick a color. Everybody just picks a color, and then you tune into the Detroit Metro Police scanner because they're the crime capital and they obviously have the most action on their scanner, the most activity. And you just listen for the dispatch to come over the radio. Perpetrator's fleeing the scene. He's wearing an orange shirt. Whoever chose orange gets a point. Perpetrator's fleeing the scene. He's wearing a white shirt. White gets a point. I call this game Perp Shirts. Perpetrator's attacking a lady in a paisley gown. Paisley gown gets a point. If you like risk betting like I do, you pick purple tuxedo because the likelihood of a perpetrator in a purple tuxedo is very, very low, but the payoff is huge in style points. The night you listen to the Detroit Metro Police scanner, playing Perp Shirts, dispatch comes over, perpetrator's fleeing the scene, he's got green hair, purple tuxedo. Holy shit, it's the Joker. Some boy wonder we need to intercept him before he blows up the bridge. And the night that you catch the Joker on Perp Shirts is the night the style payoff in points is huge. And I employed the same style points and risk betting maneuvers whenever I play Oregon Trail as a child. I picked the farmer character who's the poorest. I'd buy nothing but extra wagon axles, set the pace to grueling, the rations to meager, and see how quickly I could kill off the kids. If only it was that easy. Jorge has dysentery. Anita was bitten by a rattlesnake. Earl has typhoid, and Floyd is in a bad rhombus, which just means that he's in rough shape. But I made my family interracial because that's how I roll on the trail, in a covered wagon. The river's 39 feet deep. No, I will not trade clothing, bullets, and my last 2 pounds of squirrel meats with the friendly Indians. I'm gonna flood the motherfucker. Bad news, 2 of your oxen were swept away, and your wife, Maria, has drowned. I don't give a shit, I never loved her anyway. I only married her for the Aztec golden pumpkin seeds in her dowry. As pumpkin seeds, I was on my way to Oregon to become a pumpkin farmer, and I eventually did make it. Developed several innovations in the field of pumpkin farming. You ever hear of jack-o'-lanterns? I read the paper, I read the Portland Daily Sun, and in the Portland Daily Sun they advertise a lot for A.T. Hutchins' funeral home. And they advertise A.T. Hutchins' funeral home, not affiliated with Jones, Rich, and Hutchins' funeral home. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that you have a choice where to get your funeral. The thing is, the Hutchinses have a funeral home cartel. They got it's a mortuary monopoly. You know, it's a death cartel. It's a nefarious necrotic nest. You think you have a choice, you do not. The Hutchinses have the market cornered. And they can... Sometimes I get so fucking fed up that I just go down to the funeral home and go window shopping for coffins for myself. I'm gonna get the cheapest coffin, but get really nice speakers in it. so I can play perp shirts in the afterlife. But then they have you can get cremated now for $950, which is exactly what I pay in rent. You know, and they'll give you a discount if you're still alive, because you can flip the switch. And if you get cremated, I won't even need a box. I just get a jar and Walkman speakers. Thank you, Tim Hofmann. Back to Jordan.
Tim Hofmann, everybody.